Good morning, Monday. Man, you just came too soon, didn't you? That seemed like a really short weekend. It's not that I did a whole lot. It's just, where did the hours of the weekend go? I did enjoy. Saturday was the Farm Girls meetup. Had a great time. I gifted my little Valentines, my little, the little embroidery thread chickens that I made with the hearts. I showed you those, right? I think I have one right here. Oh. Here's one that was not assembled. I used embroidery thread, and Mary Jane Farm Girls has a mascot of a white chicken named Henrietta, and she wears an apron, and the logo is white and this teal color and red. So I started my granny square with just a little bit of teal and to represent the apron. And then I found the most adorable little heart pattern. And so the heart to a chicken. So I made the little heart with a chicken. I did use a little bit of the gold thread. Oh, that's why she's not assembled. I ran out. You know, in the holiday time, how they have, Aunt Lydia has that metallic gold. Completely ran out. Love that stuff. But I put a little beak on it. And the little bit of red represents the comb of the chicken, so it's identifiable. You turn that granny square on its point. One end, on the corner. On the corner, I did single crochet, chain 3, single crochet all the way across to make a comb. And on the other halfway across the square, and on the other corner, I think I did seven triple crochets. So I did a triple crochet, a little picot, chain 2, slip stitch back, and then triple crochet. I did 7 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, I did 10 of them. Times 18. I made 18. Currently there are 16 enrolled ladies, and I did an extra 2 because we have 2 tentatives. And to stabilize the little, I turned it into a pin. I hot glued a little bar pin on the back of it. To stabilize it, I made a hexagon. The hexagon is representative of a hive mind, of working together, of getting things done, about pacing yourself seasonally like the bees do to make sure that everything gets done in a timely manner, organization. It's got a list of attributes. So I made these little pins. I put them in I have one that I need to mail out. I put them in these cute little Valentine bags with some of those little strawberry candies, some wildflowers, and a bookmark. This morning, I sat and I wrote a handwritten card to Kenyatta Creates, and I'm on my way to drop it off at the post office. I have a day shift today, so I'm finally able to take care of some of those responsibilities that I've been trying to take care of. Saturday was fun. And then Sunday we were invited to, our neighbor works at Pixar, and we were invited to a movie premiere. There's a new movie by Pixar coming out on March 6th. It is a cartoon. It is heartwarming. It is adorable. I loved it from beginning to end, and that's all I can tell you. They made us promise. They did. So we went to Pixar in Emeryville, California, and we went through the security gates and got to see their campus. They have a swimming pool. They have a huge outdoor barbecue area. They have little cafes all the way in all the buildings. They have, of course, a movie theater where we watched Hoppers, is the name of the movie. Just adorable. What an experience. No idea that we lived I know we lived by Pixar, but no idea that it was such an incredible world of its own, really. Yeah. They have a gym. He was saying that they have a masseuse come in occasionally and offer massages to the employees, just, to help the artists unwind and let their creativity come out. Had a blast. Excellent movie. Take the kids and see it. It's a good one. The grandkids, the kids, the everybody. Find a kid, a neighbor kid. Take somebody and go see it. Very, very cute message. Lots of giggles. And like any good Disney Pixar movie, you know, you feel all the emotions. But what have I been crocheting on? I got a pile of the not my favorite yarn. Hold on. That deserves a drink. Last Wednesday, Joy at Find Your Joy, she is in the description box below. Go say hi to Joy. Guaranteed to fall in love with that lady. She is amazing. She did a Wooblin Wednesday and she did a pig in a blanket. Oh, it was adorable. Somehow, somewhere in the interweb, she stumbled across a stringy ding ding pattern for a little pig in a blanket. So much personality. Oh, this thing was incredible. Joy, you did great. Fell in love with it as soon as I saw it. And I said, you know what? Thank you, Joy. Thank you for inspiring me to go to your description box and follow the link to the stringy ding ding pattern for Piggy in a Blanket. I'm going to put it in my description box and hopefully one of you fall in love with a little piggy. I've made a lot of them. I started last Thursday and just as quick as I'm making these, I'm giving them away. I had one person in mind, Sarah Nickel, my friend down in LA in Southern California. She loves piggies. And as soon as I saw it, I thought, oh, I got to make one for Sarah. And then as I was making them, I was like, I think Sarah would want this done this way, or I think this should be that color, or I think this or that. So the first, I think the first 3 that I made, Piggy was this color. No, the first 2 I made. Piggy was in this light pink from Yarn Bee. It's called Soft Pink. And then the little noses were in this Yarn Bee. Yarn was 30% off last week, so I had to buy these because this blanket 5 and 6 weight yarn is not. Mulberry it over. So I did Piggy in this color, nose in this color. I did 2 of them. I don't know if I have pictures for all of them because really, honestly, as soon as I was making them, I was handing them out to whoever was coming to say hi, the kids' friends, kids down the street. I sent one to one of the women that's in the farm girl meeting. I took one and buckled it into her grandbaby's car seat. Have a pig. Here's my first couple of piggies look like this. So cute. The blankets, I think I used the last of that. That was a very pretty blankety yarn. Amanda Tab Mama sent me that one. It was caked up. And she made me a sweater out of it too. Have you seen Tab Mama sweaters? Go check out her channel. She'll be tagged in the description box below. She makes gorgeous, cozy granny square sweaters, which, you know what, maybe I'll wear one to work today to keep me in a hug from Amanda. So that was first piggies. All kind of turned out similar to that. Then I made one piggy. This was Piggy's body. And this was Piggy's nose. So I just kind of swapped those 2 and decided I was getting bored. I think that was what, like 3, 4. I think I was up to 4. I made a lot of piggies. So then I kind of getting a little bored with the texture and the color. So I went back over to Hobby Lobby. And I eyeballed this peachy color. What did they name this one? I think this was the 5 weight. Yeah, these are 6s. Yeah, these are 6s. And so then I can't put those down there. Up, stack them. Yarn stacks well, right? Find a corner and stack it up. This one is Baby Bee, Adorable, shell pink. And it's like a softy, corally, peachy. It's soft. Oh, is it soft? And then I was standing around and I was like, you know what? I need a color that complements this one for the nose. And Piggy's noses come in all different colors, right? That's like a freckle or something. Everyone's got different little. I was looking for a gray. I thought a gray would be pretty. Couldn't find a moody gray. But How's that? Can you see that shimmer shine? I got the window open today. There's shimmer shine in there. Velvety Smooth Sparkle in Ivory. I think this was a 5 too, that's why I grabbed it. No, it said it was a 4. So playing with hook size. In that blanket yarn, I was using a big hook. I think it was J hook. I went all the way down for these. It recommended 6.5, but I'm making amigurumi, so I was going down anyway. I think these I ended up using like a 4. Like no. I used a 4 on the nose. The nose is just a very simple sequence of stitches, double crochets and single crochets strategically placed so that you get this cute little little puck nose. So I went down on the nose, and then I think I went down a half. I went down a whole, and I went down a half size. I think, I want to say an H, like I used a 5 or a 5.5, one of those, going down quite a bit. This was the magic combo. That looked good together. And then I was like, you know what? This one's for Sarah. This had all the little bits and bobs that I was like, yes, that's a good one. That soft, and then that pink looked so natural. Those were more like little girl fun. I'm gonna snuggle it and love it forever. This was more like I'm gonna love it and snuggle it forever too, right? Sarah likes teal. She likes teal. She likes sea foam. We're talking water. How's that? That was beautiful. I was standing in Hobby Lobby and I was like, I need this one. I need that one. I need this one. So 5. What was this? 4. This one was a 4. This one is a 5. This one is a 4, which when you hold them next to each other, it's fine. And then this one was a 6. This one was a 6. And this is another Yarn Bee Cozy Occasion in teal. Oh, I like that. They put the name of it right up there in the big letters, and you don't have to eyeball to the small letters. There we go. Hobby Lobby also had eyeballs. They carry little packs of safety eyes now. It is in the miniature, in the doll collection, where they keep the doll glasses and the wigs. And for $3, I just had them. You know what? This craft cart is getting overloaded and stressed out. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think there was like 8. There was like 8 sets of safety eyes in here, and I got the big ones with the brown. Oh, here's another piggy I made. That was one of the first ones that I made, but let me show you another piggy that I made. Now, I haven't stitched its blanket on quite yet, but I've showed you the colors. Isn't that just the cutest little... The ears, you make a right and a left, which... Oh! It's just an incredible little pattern that every time I worked it, it worked up differently. And you can pose them however you want. That's part of the personality part, right? Going down, I scrunched down that nose just a little bit more. I used the nose color to make the eyebrow color, and really that's all I needed the accent colors for. Stringy Ding Ding pattern. Incredibly easy to work up. Increasing and decreasing is all done for you. It didn't have a problem with stitch count. I didn't have a problem with any of the pattern, except was not paying attention. So the first ones, I was so excited that it was coming together so cute. I got distracted. I got up from, I've been sitting on the couch and working these. I was looking for a movie. I found a movie, lost a movie, wasn't interested in a movie. Somewhere in all the jumble, I failed to acknowledge that there is a repeat round where you're just straight repeating for 7 rounds. I think it was 7 rounds in the body. So this is the plush. This is the little plush. I need to stitch that on there. But this is the pig. Reminds me of Missy's Little Duckies, doesn't it? That little piggy duck. So the 7 rounds go right in here, which makes it taller. In the pattern, there is a stitch gauge to help you make sure that the ratio to your pig and the ratio to piggy blanket is appropriate sizing. I don't know how I fumbled it, but it's perfect for this, leaving out those 7 rounds. I mean, that's a little snuggly, isn't it? I think it works. So I did that with all of them. I just left out those rounds. Those rounds would have made Piggy taller. There is a decrease in the blanket round, which comes up and around Piggy's little neck. I don't know. I'm happy with it. I'm happy. I think it's adorable. Go make one. Go make one. And we, you know, a lot of us have that big bulky yarn that I don't. I'm sure there's a lot of other people. I don't care for it. The big stuff really, really hurts my hands when I work with it. And I cannot imagine me ever making a blanket. Not my thing. But a little tiny something like this, that each aspect of it that you make has so much personality, and it's a short little make. The first pig took a while. Didn't take a lot of fluff and stuff either. The first pig took a little while, but as I made them and got faster at it, I think I whipped one up in maybe an hour. Like, because I left off all the bulk rows, huh? Yeah, so I guess I don't know how long it takes to make one exactly by the pattern. You can whip one up in an hour if you cut corners. There's my little pig. I don't know. I don't know if I'm mailing it. Hopefully I get to see Sarah. Little Piggy can hang out at my house for as long as it takes, or as short as it takes. I hope it doesn't take very long to see Sarah. So I was making piggies. And then another project that I have lingering around, and now so there's certain places at my house that I have set up as cozy little spots to sit and work. If the lighting's well, I like to sit at the dining room table, but on off meal hours. Usually it's in the morning after everyone's gone and the house is quiet. If I have the day off, I'll sit at the dining room. It's a nice stiff back chair, the lighting's well, my coffee's there, and I feel very like, okay, I'm gonna bust this out, like more of a work atmosphere. If I'm leisuring and I'm watching a movie and I'm kind of relaxing in a pattern that really doesn't need much stitch count, I'll sit in the living room. And then I sit here in the craft corner of my bedroom. Lately, the craft corner of my bedroom has turned into a true craft area and not necessarily just a crochet area. My farm girl craft projects have been sitting next to me, and I've been working on a little bit of embroidery. I know, I usually use my embroidery floss to crochet with, but I've got this denim shirt. Oh, now I got a lot in my hands, don't I? I've got this denim shirt, and I've been seeing a lot of YouTube shorts and little videos of embroidery stitches, and I know when you watch them, the algorithm, it shows you even more. That's fun. It's an iron-on embroidery pattern, and I'm working on the chicken. This is on the below the pocket of this old denim shirt. My plans are when I work in the garden, I can toss this on and wear it out in the yard, or something that I made to wear to the farm girl meetings. I put some strawberries on the back shoulder using some bullion and some chain stitches and some stem stitches. I got a little butterfly on there above the pocket. I've got some cute little stitch techniques saved to show me little bows. I'm enjoying it. But that's what I've been doing when I've been sitting here, because this little hot light, whoo, it's powerful. It shines true. Also over here in my Farm Girl section, March is coming and I'd like to make some 4-leaf clovers for my friends. And I put a lucky penny inside. This is, I would say 3 different patterns that I found on YouTube and Ravelry, all combined. Bag O' Day Crochet has an amazing base pattern tutorial where she shows you how to make those petals nice and bold in the stem. And then I found another pattern that incorporates a big center on the 4-leaf clover on the shamrock. I combined both of those and came up with my own pattern that I did write down. It is bad. It's rough. I couldn't even follow my own pattern. I used 1, 2, 3, 4. I used 5 index cards to write it all down, and I think each version that I wrote down changed. I even tried drawing a diagram for myself. And then I exploded the diagram for the detail parts. There's no pattern for this. Just notes to help me make 16 of them, one for each one of my farm girlfriends, using a 1.5 millimeter hook. I started out with some vintage thread that I picked up, I think from a flea market or a thrift store. I don't know. This stuff is so hard to find. Okay, Aunt Lydia does have a green, but her green has a white, a really stark white in it. And you can still buy that off of Amazon. And these little crochet threads have gotten expensive. Michael's is selling them for $3.99. Michael's. That's a lot. So I'm still going to Hobby Lobby for most of mine because they're still, what is it, $2.49 or $3. Yeah, thank you. But can you have a little bit more color, right? When it comes to fibers, I want variety and color to pick from. So this is an old knit crow sheen. It is 175 yards. It's a J&P coats, which you can't find anymore. It's called Boil Fast. So that color is locked in. They've boiled it in. It is secure. I had 2 of these. I've already used one up, not just on the 14 shamrocks I already have made. I've used this for a lot of stuff. This is an excellent go-to green. It's got all the shades of green. This is a good green. No white in it. If you're doing leaves or spring or any, like a little frog, a little caterpillar, that is a good green. Extremely hard to find because it's hit or miss if you're gonna stumble across it or not. And this is all I have left, so I'm kind of no. Good luck pennies are worth the good stuff. I'm gonna use the good stuff for the farm girls. So that is gonna be my little March. I also found some Irish breakfast tea, so I'm gonna give them a little lucky penny. I have a little keychain to put it on. I got the little keychain, lucky penny shamrock. I have some Irish tea, and then I've ordered some crimson clover ground seeds. Clover is an amazing ground cover. So I have some little envelopes. I'm going to put just a little bit of seeds in each one of the packets for the girls, so they'll have seeds, tea, and some good luck for March, and I'll give that to them at the March meeting. And then the rest of those crimson clover seeds are going out in my front yard. Clover is amazing. It makes its own little ecosystem, supposedly. A thick mat, waters itself, chokes out weeds. The bees love it. It's supposed to be the new wonder weed. I wonder if it'll even grow in my yard, right? But I mean, the backyard, the weeds are going crazy. So that's a good sign that I have some sort of micronutrients in my dirt again. Clover doesn't need much micronutrient. It creates its own little biodome, and then it starts attracting it starts mulching itself, it starts feeding itself, and once you get it established, it's invasive. But in my front desert, I need invasive. Currently, I've got 6 California poppies bursting open in the sunshine in my front yard. I'm so excited. And then I put some sweet alyssum, which is a ground cover, and it's going kind of along the edge. I also have a lavender bush. We've got like a pillar in the front of the house. I have a lavender bush that's been there since we moved here, and it's very well established. That quick draining sand that I live on doesn't retain any water. So lavender roots go deep, and it doesn't require much at all. It's a very woody, hard stem on it. So I've got lavender. My California poppies are doing good. The sweet alyssum, it's holding in there. Then I'm going to throw poppies, throw the clover all over the place. We'll see what happens, right? Sounds beautiful. It looks like a disaster out there. So when I'm sitting in here, long story short, I've been working on embroidery and the Farm Girls Lucky Pennies, which the pennies are pretty much done. The embroidery is going to go on forever. That's an open-ended project. I'm thinking of moving my doily in here. So I started this doily a little bit, tiny, insignificant amount of time before February. Ellen and Nellie over at Ellen's Crochet has a Heart Month awareness project going on. There's still a couple days of it left. I think we have 28 days in February, where you make a small little project that reminds you of heart and love and pinks and purples and Valentine and heart health and heart related, and you email her a picture of your creation and she will put it in a parade. And there might be a little gift away involved in that, but go visit Ellen. She is linked in the description box below. And so since I started this a little bit insignificant amount of time before February, I was really hoping that I could finish this doily before the end of February. It is the Mountain Laurel, which is the state flower of Pennsylvania and Connecticut. I've showed this one before. I love it. I think it looks like a cherry blossom or just a beautiful little folk art flower. I wanted to hang it in my bathroom. I got some other pictures that are light greens and pinks and paintings in the bathroom. I thought it would look amazing with not the pink underneath it, but I was going to frame it and mat it with a green. And then I'm using this vintage pink. This is a 30 weight cotton, which is way smaller than a 10. So I had to use a hook way smaller than what I usually use for crochet thread. This is a 0.9 millimeter. I have lost this hook quite a few times in the couch, between the couch and the wall. This hook just is a wanderer. I'm having a hard time holding on to this one, but it is the only 0.9 millimeter I have. It's my favorite Daiso hook. They have that triangular shape to it that really grips my left hand well. It's got a short staff on it, so as I'm shaft on it. So as I'm working my doily thread, it just fits my hand perfect. It's nice, it's smooth, it's itty bitty. I have a napkin holder. I've been using this I've had this since the beginning of crochet thread. I put a little piece of felt on here just to help my thread glide on my ceramic base. I think I picked this up. I used to have the price tag on it. It was like $6.99 at like Home Goods or what's that, TJ Maxx, or like one of those little discount clothing places in their home section, in their house section. I just thought it was pretty. Just a little ceramic base. This unscrews and you could put your crochet thread on there. Oh, let's get to what's going on. So this is the part where I always struggle. This is a vintage pattern. I can share it. After all this detail work, we go into 3 rounds of, what do they call that? Just a scalloped shelled, what do they call it? They call it that's not the cluster. In each chain loop around, work 1 shell. No, not the shell. my mind is escaping me. You chain a certain amount. So I have counted them and I've markered in how many I should have. And then the chains change with each round so that it's growing and you don't get ripply. Some of them are chain 5 in that scallop. There we go. And then some of them are chain 6 in the scallop. And then increasing goes to 7. Ultimately, you're doing 8 chains in each scallop, which is building up. The problem with this diagram is I got to round 15 through 30. We've stopped that first detail section and we're just working into the scallops. And it says work following diagram up to round 20. Okay. So I'm sitting here, I'm looking and I'm counting and I'm following along. I'm really good at interpreting the key after I've worked so many rounds of it. I've counted so they show you a section of what you're working on. So you're working, repeating, and then as you're going up, you're just taking that section and so you're just working this little repeat over and over and over all the way around. They don't need to show you the whole. Maybe they do. Maybe that's my problem. There is no, at the end of each round, there is no stitch count. I need that final stitch count to go back and verify myself. Somewhere in here, I have ended up with an uneven amount of scallops. So my repeat is from the peak of this point to the peak of this point, and then I'm counting. Right at those peaks where that detailed end row ends, I have 4 scallops between each one of those. Perfect, spot on. That is the last verifiable row count that I have because I'm looking at the diagram, I'm looking at what I have. That's the last row. Then we continue on to have 3 more rounds of somewhere wrong because now I'm to the point where I'm putting a V-stitch in between here that breaks up those scallops. And so then I'm looking from this point to that first V should be 9, should be 9. I have 8, which would be fine. I could just figure out how to put one more in, but you can't just squeeze one more in because the previous round you're working into the top of the scallop. So maybe the problem's in the previous round, right? If I didn't have enough to put into the top. So I'm recalculating those. And so here is the beginning of my round. And then they're all the same number off by 1 all the way around till I get to this very last section. And there's only like 6. I've been looking at this for a few days. I keep going back and forth to it because sometimes when you look at something with refreshed eyes, you can see your last accountable verified row between there and where you are. Something fell off kilter, right? So I'm sitting and I'm counting it, and then I'll get up and go walk away if I haven't figured it out. And then I'll get on this little rampage where I'm like, no, I'm stalling on this project. It's almost the end of February. I need something to submit to Ellen. And then Joy pops up with the little piggies, and I feel balanced and good again. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Ellen. Some things you can't rush. Some things are slow art. Some things are leisure, and some things are meant not to have a deadline. And this was not something that needed a deadline. I think that's my life lesson on it, right? I'm working on it. Those little V stitches are going to be the little points that start this extra layer of ruffle. If I could just get past those 3 rounds, is it 3? It's 1, 2, it's the 3rd. So really, technically, there's 2 rounds where my count would be off. I could rip the 2 out, which after keep going back and checking it, sometimes you just need to rip it out and start from the last verifiable round and work it up again. Work up again with good lighting a clear schedule and just focus on the diagram. Just this small little section from here to here is all you need to focus on. It's a bite-sized piece to make a very, very large meal, right? Look at that. Even the edging. Oh, it's incredible. I want to make this. And then I want to make it right. So I think that by moving the location of this project, I will get more pleasure out of working it up in leisure. So sometimes you have to move your whips around the house to make them FOs. That was a long story, wasn't it? I had a wonderful weekend. I hope you did too. I hope you found some time to squeeze in some crochet, maybe some crochet to share with friends and family and everyone that crosses your path. I hope that you have a long-term whip that's going on that you're excited to gift or give. Have fun. That's what it's all about, right? Crafting and leisure. Go say hi to all my friends, and I'll see you later. Probably Wednesday. We have some woobling to do, don't we? We got some woobling to do. I'll see you soon. Take care.